Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. I'm Mayor Bill Miranda of the City of Santa Clarita, and I'm here to welcome you to our annual Fireworks Safety Press Conference. This morning, I'm joined by our local partners and agencies to remind Santa Clarita community members of the dangers that arise from illegal fireworks. I would like first to welcome some of our attendees, including, if she's here, Councilwoman Marcia McLean, if he's here, Councilmember Jason Gibbs, and I know she's here, Supervisor Catherine Barger. I would like to recognize the Los Angeles Fire Department, the Los Angeles County Fire Department Chief Darrell Osby, over here. Thank you, well deserved. Deputy Chief John O'Brien. Here's John. And Assistant Chief Anderson Mackey. I also want to introduce Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Captain Justin Diaz. And they're not here, but I did want to give a shout out to our city manager, Ken Striplin, and our assistant city manager, Frank Oviedo. Today, we'll hear from experts on this important topic, including Supervisor Catherine Barger, Los Angeles County Fire Chief Darrell Osby, Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Captain Justin Diaz, and Dr. Matt Young, Medical Director of the Grossman Burn Center. As 4th of July approaches, I expect that many of you have plans to celebrate with family and friends, maybe having barbecues or backyard parties and so forth. There are many fun ways to celebrate the 4th, but I must urge you to exclude firework displays and possession in your plans. Please remember that all fireworks are illegal in the city of Santa Clarita, including those that are labeled safe and sane. I might suggest there's no such thing as fireworks that are safe and sane. And we're talking about things such as bottle rockets, sparklers, Roman candles, and many others. Today we will provide reminders of the dangers of illegal firework use, followed by a pyrotechnic demonstration from the Los Angeles County Fire Department to encourage everyone to leave fireworks displays to the professionals. I would like to invite our first speaker, Supervisor Catherine Barger.
Thank you. Well, this is really an honor to be here. The 4th of July is coming, and we are all eager to really get back to what we call normal and celebrate with our family and friends. After overcoming this year, we have a lot to celebrate. But we must remember that the safety of our families and our community must remain our priority. It is imperative for our community to remember that using fireworks of any kind is completely illegal in Los Angeles County, both in the city of Santa Clarita, but in many cities throughout LA County, as well as the unincorporated areas. All fireworks, even though they are labeled safe and sane, can be extremely dangerous. An average of nearly 10,000 Americans are injured by fireworks each and every year. In 2020 alone, there were 2 reported fatalities and 15 fireworks-related injuries in LA County, compared to only 3 in 2019. Not only do fireworks have the potential to severely harm and injure people, a firework gone wrong has even more widespread effects. Accidents can tragically lead to house fires, which can quickly spread to become brush fires, putting the lives and properties to the entire region in extreme danger. Last year, the Los Angeles County Fire Department responded to 39 fires caused by illegal fireworks. The Santa Clarita Valley experiences extreme heat and gusty winds throughout the year, These challenging weather conditions task our firefighters with preventing and tackling fires that can quickly spread across hundreds of acres. We remain concerned about the current drought conditions throughout California and the increased danger this poses to the spread of wildfires. The North Fire near Castaic and the hills of Valencia burned nearly 650 acres in late April of this year, a clear example that fires can threaten this valley anytime and anywhere. I recently asked federal law enforcement agencies for their help and collaboration to stop the alarming trend of dangerous and illegal fireworks entering our state. I am hopeful that customs agents can keep fireworks in mind when inspecting port shipments and vehicles that are crossing our borders. I also ask the alcohol, tobacco, and firearm agents that they maintain a heightened awareness about the commercial, illegal fireworks trade, which are far more deadly. Fireworks are not only dangerous, but the fines and damages are costly. It is our job as responsible citizens to do our part to help prevent fires when we can. Be sure to visit lacounty.gov/RSG and download the Ready, Set, Go guide to learn more about preventing and preparing for wildfires. And please remember to warn your loved ones about the consequences of buying and using fireworks. You may report illegal fireworks to the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station non-emergency line at 661-255-1121. Also, never hesitate to call 911 if you see smoke or fire. With most COVID-19 restrictions now lifted, I encourage all of you to celebrate Independence Day with your family, friends, and your neighbors. Many of the amazing fireworks shows put on by trained professionals have returned, including the Santa Clarita Spirit of America's Fireworks Spectacular at the Westfield Valencia Town Center. A list of professional fireworks shows throughout the county will also be posted continuously and updated on the LA County Fire Department's website at fire.lacounty.gov. Head to your local show to commemorate the holiday with your loved ones. Thank you for keeping yourself safe, your family, and your community. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor. And now I would like to invite to the podium Los Angeles County Fire Department Chief Darrell Osby to speak more about the dangers of fireworks use.
Thank you. Good morning. As mentioned, my name is Darrell Osby, Fire Chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. And on behalf of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, we're grateful to the Supervisor Barger and the City of Santa Clarita to join this podium, along with my counterpart from the Sheriff Department and the Grossman Hospital, to talk about the 4th of July and the dangers surrounding 4th of July. From our department's perspective, and me as the Fire Chief, I encourage all people just to simply visit a professional fireworks show. All fireworks are dangerous, whether they're safe and sane or the ones that go airborne. And if you see the fireworks that go airborne, all of those are illegal. Even for safe and sane fireworks in certain parts of our jurisdiction, they're dangerous. They burn up to 1,200 degrees, and the doctor will talk about that later in relation to the impacts of that. As mentioned earlier, in our country, the fire service responds to over 10,000 calls a year as it relates to fireworks-related incidents. To bring that closer to home, in Los Angeles County Fire Department, last year we responded to over 39 incidents, 39 fires related to fireworks, and that's a stark contrast from the previous year. There was only 3. Of those 39 fires that occurred in our jurisdiction, 20 of them were right here in this district, right here in the 5th District in Santa Clarita and our wildfire areas. As a most recent example, in Pasadena in June, there was a fire that was started by 2 children. It destroyed a home and 6 vehicles, and that's just the beginning of the dangers of fireworks here in this region. In our jurisdiction last year, We've had 39 fires that I mentioned earlier, but unfortunately, we had 2 fatalities. 2 fatalities of people dealing with dangerous and illegal fireworks. We've had several other instances of 8 people either losing their fingers or losing their hands as it pertains to fireworks. So those are just a couple of examples to see how dangerous they can be. As mentioned by the supervisor, fireworks are illegal in all the unincorporated areas of the county, including the city of Santa Clarita right now, and we are totally against those fireworks. So I will reemphasize once again to go to a professional fireworks show. When you look around the hills here in Santa Clarita and the rest of the county, you can see that they're dry. We've only had 1/4 of the normal rainfall here in our district. The firefighters and our foresters, every day we monitor a lot of different measurements, but one of them I think that's most critical for our citizens to understand is we monitor live fuel moisture, and that's just the fuel moisture content, the water content in live fuels. And the fuels right now, they're crisp and dry. They're bone dry. We're seeing measurements now that we would typically see in late August, early September, which just gives you an example of how dry things are. A recent example of how dry they are is the Palisades fire that occurred in LA City along the LA County border of Topanga Canyon. We typically wouldn't think of seeing a fire there until August or September because the fuels are normally so moist. But you saw how volatile that fire burned with fog and light rain. So that's just an example of what we're expecting this fire season. The 4th of July and the 4th of July weekend and holidays is one of the busiest days for the fire service, particularly LA County Fire Department. So we're going to staff additional firefighters throughout our district, but particularly here in these wildfire areas to have additional fire engines in fire-prone areas, patrols out patrolling. We'll be working along the sheriffs and ensuring that our citizens are safe. For our citizens, we want you to partner with us. If you see something, say something. Talk to your firefighters, contact your sheriffs for any type of fireworks. In conclusion, I will say this again, and I'm going to keep repeating it. I don't support fireworks. As the fire chief, I don't support fireworks of any kind in any county or any city in the state of California. So if you want to enjoy 4th of July, we want you to be safe. We want you to go to a professional fireworks show. You can go to the Los Angeles County Fire Department website at fire.lacounty.gov to find a fireworks show, to find more about public safety, to find out more about wildfires, or you can also call the fireworks hotline at 888-654-FIRE. On behalf of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, we want everybody to have a happy and enjoyable 4th of July and stay safe.
Thank you, Chief Osby. The city also continues to work closely with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Department to identify hotspots of illegal fireworks. You may access a map of these areas and report any illegal firework usage near you through the city's Resident Service Center, RSC. And that's at santa-clarita.com/RSC. The information inputted on the map and in the description is transmitted to the Sheriff's Department for them to investigate and respond at their earliest convenience. When you enter the information on RSC, you will not get immediate response from the Sheriff's Department. The information gathered is for proactive convenience. When you enter information into RSC, as I said, you will not get an immediate response. Residents may also call 661-255-1121, 661-255-1121 to report illegal fire usage. Do not call 911 unless it is a life-threatening emergency. Now let's welcome Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Captain Justin Diaz to the podium to discuss the repercussions of illegal fireworks use.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning. My name is Captain Justin Diaz from Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station. I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here. I think it's safe to say that the goal of Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station this year, as with any year, is that all of our community in Santa Clarita has a safe and successful and prosperous 4th of July. And you know, with that said, it's, as we look back on previous years, the last few years, Santa Clarita Sheriff Station is inundated with calls for service regarding illegal fireworks. Typically, we receive an additional 250 calls for service the night of 4th of July. As you can imagine, that's overwhelming when you add that to our normal calls for service, and certainly taxes not only our dispatch, but our deputies in patrol. There's no doubt that everybody standing here that lives in our Santa Clarita Valley, people watching on TV, have seen illegal fireworks all over the valley. And because of that, we've partnered, as the mayor mentioned, we've partnered with the City of Santa Clarita through the RSC, the Resident Service Center, to identify hotspots. We're encouraging citizens to go onto the RSC and put in exact locations of where fireworks are going off, where they've gone off in the past. And really, that's in an effort, in a proactive effort, to contact those citizens, contact those Santa Clarita residents, and let them know that fireworks are illegal and the potential repercussions from using those. Please remember, as the mayor mentioned, that reporting through the RSC will not be an immediate response from Santa Clarita Sheriff Station. Rather, it's used for mapping purposes, monitoring, and proactive patrols. Rather, if you do need a response, please call the Sheriff Station directly, the business line at 661-255-1121. Please don't call 911 unless it's an emergency, and it's certainly there if you do in fact have an emergency. This year we're going to have 2 full teams of deputy sheriffs on illegal fireworks suppression. That's going to be in addition to our normal patrol workforce. And just some things to remember. So all fireworks are illegal, as the fire chief mentioned, and also the mayor, including safe and sane, and that's throughout the Santa Clarita Valley. And that's not only the city, but certainly the unincorporated area of Santa Clarita. There's a $500 fine for the first offense and a $1,000 fine for any subsequent offenses. Last year, we seized more than 40 pounds of illegal fireworks. And if I remember correctly, there was 2 or 3 small spot fires started by illegal fireworks last year. And looking back on the last 3 years, each year we've had 2 or 3 small spot fires that luckily were either put out by the fire department or the sheriff's department before they got too big. I think it's safe to say that due to the drought conditions this year, a small spot fire that could start from illegal fireworks could certainly branch into a large fire and have devastating impacts in our Santa Clarita Valley, and we don't want that. Please remember that any fire started as a result of illegal fireworks is going to be considered negligent, and a police report will be written, and there could certainly be criminal penalties for anybody determined to have started that negligent fire, and those criminal penalties could actually include not only misdemeanor but felony penalties. As we near the 4th of July, please remember that there are plenty of professional fireworks displays throughout the county, but here locally, right across the street at the mall, we've got a professional one on the 4th of July, and just a couple miles away at Magic Mountain, they'll be doing fireworks for a few days leading up to the 4th of July. So please leave the fireworks to the experts. And finally, I'll just conclude that I wish everybody in the Santa Clarita Valley, our family, our friends, our community, has a safe and successful 4th of July, free of any fires, and certainly free of any injuries. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Diaz. A simple sparkler or small firework may seem fun and harmless, but they can quickly lead to dangerous consequences for residents, animals, and homes throughout Santa Clarita. Please think of the impact potentially of triggering an event loud fireworks may cause for our community veterans. Those are people that we want to support at all times, and those are people that we don't want to have them remember some of the tragic events that they've had to experience in the past. That is no way to thank those who fought to give us the right to do things as we want here in America. We must also consider the fear and anxiety that loud fireworks cause with our pets. more pets run away from home this time of year than at any other time. And they do so because they fear the fireworks. So when you let off an innocent firework, so-called innocent in your eyes, you don't realize you're harming veterans and you're harming pets, as well as potentially harming a lot of other people with the dangers of fires, etc. Please take a moment to reflect on the countless fires our community has seen throughout the year. And as was noted here several times, this is one of the driest seasons we've ever experienced. There is tinder everywhere, and one little spark will light it up, and the next thing you know, we could have a major, major fire here and around Santa Clarita. Is firework use worth the costly and possible deadly and devastating effects of brush or structure fire? The dangers and unpredictability of fireworks are why we must leave them to the professionals. I would like to invite our last speaker, Dr. Matt Young, Medical Director of the Grossman Burn Center, to speak more on the dangers of firework use.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At the Grossman Burn Center, we've already started to see injuries from fireworks, and you'll notice from these photographs, which are all fireworks injuries, how severe they can be. And everyone in the audience will have to make a decision this weekend or during the holidays about whether to let their child go to the neighbor's house and possibly play with fireworks, or to go to a professional show. That decision can have lifetime effects on the child and on the family. There are two things that fireworks do. One is they start fires, and that with children can be starting their clothes on fire, starting a house on fire, starting a brush fire. And the second thing they do is explode. And you'll see some examples of explosions here where it's different than just if you get a burn on your hand is burned, we can take care of it. Usually it can be fixed. If your hand explodes, it's gone. You don't get a second chance. You can't put it back together. So that's the big danger of treating explosives as toys. So you get the firecracker or the fireworks, the bottle rockets, the Roman candles, all of those have the potential to explode. They usually damage your hand, or you may lose a finger. You can lose more than one finger. And that's something that's totally preventable. The second thing that, especially for children, is the danger of sparklers. Sparklers seem like such an innocent toy that you give a child a sparkler and they run around. You can see how innocent it looks. Here's one, looks like nothing. And yet this can burn as hot as a blowtorch. It can melt metal. It can start a child's clothes on fire that can cause permanent scarring. They may need to be in the hospital in the intensive care unit. They may need to have multiple surgeries and have skin grafts and be permanently scarred. And something that this small that can cause that and that is totally preventable is something we all need to think about and work to not have this kind of tragedy occur. So the fact that you can have sparklers can light things on fire, they can also poke in somebody's eye and cause blindness. That's not something that you take seriously, but all of a sudden one of the hard parts about working in burns or working at the burn center is when you have to tell a family that their child is going to have a permanent injury or have their hand permanently scarred or they're to be blinded in an eye. So these are serious things. They're not toys. As I say, they are preventable. Most things that happen to children are not preventable, most illnesses. But this is one that is, and that's why we're here today. And hopefully you will make the right choice and go to a professional show and not let your child be involved with fireworks or have fireworks in the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Young, and thank you to all the speakers this morning. We have so much to celebrate and be thankful for on the 4th of July after such a challenging year. but it's important to make safety our top priority. The best way to enjoy fireworks for the holiday is by watching our Spirit of America fireworks spectacular at 9:15 p.m. on July 4th. I am thrilled about the return of this patriotic event following last year's cancellation due to the pandemic. Fireworks will light up the sky from the launch site near the corner of Magic Mountain Parkway and Citrus Street, right near here. Citrus Street will be closed beginning at 3 a.m. on the morning of July 4th, with a portion of Westview Valencia Town Center parking blocked off to the public as the fireworks fall zone. All of the roads in the area will remain open to vehicle traffic, and existing no parking zones will remain in effect and be enforced by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Before closing, let me remind each of you once more that all fireworks are illegal in Santa Clarita. Enjoy the holiday safely with family, friends, and loved ones, while also taking time to thank the brave men and women who protect our nation's freedom. Have a happy 4th of July. We will conclude this press conference with a pyrotechnic demonstration showcasing the dangers of fireworks. Please be careful not to get too close, because these explosions can be quite severe. Thank you very much.